I think what Jesus was learning down in Egypt was he was learning how to identify with the common sufferings of humanity. I think he was learning what it meant to be a stranger. I think he was learning how to identify with us in a deep and real way, the very feelings that we have, and that all of us have felt, of being lonely, of being on the outside, of not being included, but always being excluded. He knew what it was like to be laughed at because his mom and dad had a different accent, or he didn't know the right vocabulary. And oftentimes I think we can get this in church. Coming to a gathering, coming to church, you often feel like you're on the outside because you don't necessarily know the vocabulary that people use. You often feel excluded. On the outside looking in, waiting for one day maybe you might be included. I think he knew what that was like. He knew what it was like to be mocked. Even as a child, he was learning to identify with the sufferings that you and I suffer. Jesus had firsthand, intimate knowledge, even as a child, of sorrows. And he wasn't just taking notes. He was actually experiencing it. And actually, he would experience it the rest of his life. His own town, even amongst his closest friends, even amongst his family, he was excluded and ultimately abandoned, spit upon and beaten, and he said it was for us. You see, even at the very beginning of his life, Jesus began to know intimately what it felt like to live in a world that was broken.